Good evening. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net on the wave repeater. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Western Washington Amateur Television Society is a group of radio amateur enthusiasts that take to the airways with fast scan television. We have a repeater located up on Cougar Mountain. We transmit on 70 centimeters, a crossband repeater, and spits out images at 1.2 gigahertz. So I'll take a slight pause in case somebody needs the repeater for an emergency contact or to conduct some other things before we get totally underway. So I'll take a pause now. Hearing none, I'll take check-in. Does anybody like to join the net?
Good evening, Dave. This is James, WW7ATS.
And so far we have James, WW7ATS. Anybody else like to join? Well, I'm not hearing a lot out there. With a nice warm evening in Seattle, I'm sure people are probably finding some other things that they'd rather do than commit themselves to an hour doing some of this television stuff. So, with that, WU7N, James, why don't you take the mic?
Well, Dave, it looks like I have a reasonable signal here on the 1.2 gigahertz return. What are you seeing right now?
Well, I did a little correction with antennas, and it's the real U that's coming up on the tube, but fluttering a little bit, but I think that's my antenna. A couple of elements were twisted towards the end of the circular Yagi.
So does that mean you got your antenna fixed?
Well, it's pointing the right direction, let's put it that way.
Well, it's like spelling words. It's a pretty poor imagination that can only come up with one way to build a Yagi. That's what I've always said.
Well, the circular Yagis are a little bit different, but they work well.
Okay, well, I guess it's you and I tonight. I don't know if I have, let's go ahead and see if anybody else joins us. So back to net control, WU7N.
Oh, this is Dave, 87ZYM. Let's see, we got somebody else trying to transmit. I don't know what's coming in there. And this is Dave, KD7ZYM, Lake City. My goodness, it's been a nice day around the yard. Did some watering of some plants, cleaned up the driveway, and got some other things done today, so that was pretty positive. Change of art in the house. I had 4 new pieces of art I stuck up and rotated around with stuff that I had up on the wall, and got that done. So that plus some things back home, domestic chores, and what I'm looking at, a pretty positive picture coming in on 434 that I'm seeing on the internet. So apparently the antenna is pointing the right direction. And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, 87ZYM. Is there anybody else who would like to check in?
So 17 Hotel Yankee Bravo.
K7HYD.
Good evening all. I'm a little slow. Not set up yet, just on the voice link right at the moment.
So be it. Well, let's go back up to James, WU7N.
Well, good to hear Gary there. I did a little lighting adjustment. Your signal on the 1.2 here in Northeast Bellevue is really a solid 4 tonight. It's as good as mine. I heard it stopped now, but I heard a little. I could hear it on 2 meters, and I could see it on the 1.2 gigahertz downlink. There it is again. A little bit of interference. It kind of comes and goes. I don't know. It could be all those weather stations out there reporting our nice toasty weather out there. I'm not sure. Are you seeing that? It just comes in every once in a while.
You know, I'd put a negative on that, because what I'm seeing with the streaming video is the incoming signal on 434, and both of us have about a P5 picture coming in on that. So whatever the interference is on 1.2 gig.
Yeah, definitely would say that's the case. I really do appreciate the CTAC group getting that repeater in top-notch shape, because I'm transmitting such low power that even though my antennas are way too close to each other, I'm not even getting any interference on the 1.2 from the harmonics off the 2 meter at all. I used to when I had to up the power, which is expected. But working out quite well with the occasional flash of definite interference coming through on the 1.2, but I can't get any pattern to it. I do miss the days of having easy access to a really high-quality spectrum analyzer. I haven't tried one of those little $25 dongles like Gary has, but maybe I'll break down and get one. That's it for me this round. WU7N, back to net.
WU7N, this is Dave, 87CYN. Flip the switch up here and see what I got. Actually, I am just getting a little bit of interference on 1.2. I might not have that Yagi pointed in the right direction. As far as the 08 machine, I had quite a bit of tree work done about 6 weeks ago. And boy, that has made a difference in its transmission to get up to higher mountains, so it's very clear. I had the oak tree was kind of like wrapping itself around my antenna, so it's now got clear breathing area, probably about 10 feet all the way around the antenna. So that's pretty good. Well, anyway, let's see if Gary is ready. K7HYB.
K7ZYM of the group, K7HYB. Let me turn down, whatever, I'm getting all kinds of feedback here. And I'm getting that noise on my 1.2 gig return. 1.2 gig return, considering the position on my antenna, is not too bad. I'm not sure the change in the position would improve it significantly, but it's working, and the latency on the streaming is horrible. Just a minute here. Oh, I see what's going on. Come on, get moving. There we go. Alrighty. Now let me get updated here. Now at least I know my ID is working. Let's turn that off and get the mugshot. So there we are. Anyway, good evening all. Hello James and Dave. And it sounds like everybody else is kind of whipped out on us tonight. Actually, I just got back. The wife and I are hosting two of our grandchildren this weekend. Their mother and father are over in Davenport, Washington. He's doing an Elvis performance tonight. In fact, he's probably just getting ready to start. It's 8 o'clock right now. So anyway, they were over there, and we decided we'd take them on for the week take them on for the weekend. And so we just got back from the zoo. We went down to the zooey. Let me drop it here a minute. Just so the thing don't talk me out. And yeah, every once in a while I see that checkerboard. If it stayed in there longer on there, I could probably play chess on it. But there's definitely an interference coming in on the 434 side because I see it on the streaming, and I still haven't got that streaming device up I'm going to buy. I did see one on eBay under $50 the other day, and I'm going to strike on it. The only thing it didn't have any power supply, but then I've got plenty of power supplies. So anyway, we just got back from going down to Woodland Park Zoo and seeing the monkeys and the people and the elephants, or no elephants, the penguins, and it was kind of an interesting day. I'm tired. There was a lot of walking, and I don't walk very well. So back to you there, Dave. That's my turn on the go around. KD7ZYM, K7HYB.
K7HYB, KD7ZYM. This is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. Anybody else like to join us with the net on the 08 repeater? Not hearing anybody breaking in there, so let's go up to James, WW7ATS.
Well, thank you, Dave. Here's something news you can use tonight. Here's a little thermometer, wireless thermometer I have. As you can see, it's a highly accurate readout. It says it's 69 degrees outside and 71 inside here. I learned you get exactly what you pay for. Here are the batteries that are powering it. They're sold by Harbor Freight under a brand name called Thunderbolt. And what's interesting is the image I'm getting on 1.2 gigahertz is actually a superior image to what I'm actually seeing on my computer screen. That must be a product of the sampling that the converter box does. So anyway, here's what the batteries look like mounted in a device. They say on the batteries they are zinc chloride, and you typically get these for free whenever, with the little Harbor Freight coupon. I've learned you get exactly what you pay for, because in this device, which is a small transmitter that sends out a little burst on the same frequency we put out our video signals on, they only last about 3.5, 4 months. So heavy-duty zinc chloride batteries are definitely not something you want to leave in a device for any length of time, and don't expect them to last as long. They also have a tendency to leak, so I'm kind of wondering if China is not surreptitiously causing us to purchase more electronic equipment by selling us batteries that leak all over the equipment they do sell us.
You're a conspiracy theorist.
Of news you can use tonight. This is WU7N. Back to net.
He's a conspiracy theorist. He's a conspiracy theorist. Whatever.
Well, I don't know. I think we should put a 200% tariff on those batteries. Let's move on to Gary. K7HYB.
KD7ZYM in the group, K7HYB. James, actually, I agree with you. That's a good analogy, and I would have never thought about that. But, what can I say, man? It's wild. It really is wild. I can't believe that, I usually don't keep the in-stock batteries when I buy a product like that. I take the damn things out and throw them away and put in a Duracell. And I don't have any argument. So, anyway, I've got the, let's see if the wide shot going to keep the transmitter keyed tonight, the repeater keyed tonight. My latency out here and the streaming is horrible. I mean, it is utterly horrible. It must be a minute or more. So I'm curious. I'm seriously considering trying to do the audio portion of my transmissions on the Echolink, like Lee does, just to see how it works. I've got the Echolink downloaded and featured and activated, but let me get in here into the picture so you can see me. What's the live look like down there, Dave? I can't see the live very well here.
I would say somewhere between 2.5 and 2.5.
Well, that's a wide range. You sure you don't want to make it to say 2.5 to 3, 2 3/4, or maybe .5666 or something like that?
Oh, that's a good idea. How about 2.5 to 2.7?
Okay. Well, I'm not sure that's a legitimate P rating, but I guess we'll keep it. For argument's sake, I guess we'll keep it that way. Anyhow. So, like I said, I just got back from down at the zoo with my granddaughters and my wife, of course, and we stopped and had a little something to eat at the zoo, and then we stopped at Cold Stone in Woodville and had some ice cream, and just rolled in the driveway, and I came in here and fired things up, and lo and behold, there are a couple of people on. And I'm kind of curious as to what happened to our friend in Rochester, and I know what Jim happened to Covington Jim. He's probably still trying to get his certification back so he can fly again and go to work. But hopefully Covington Jim is okay. Rochester Jim is okay. So I don't have any great news tonight. Just the weather's been beautiful. Let me drop it here. And the weather's been beautiful. It's about 73 degrees. I took a quick look at the thermometer as I came in the house. I don't have a remote indication. The other weather station I had, I could pull it up on my computer and I could see what the weather was. That program doesn't work on my current weather station, unfortunately. And that was a feature I really liked a lot. So, whatever. So, without any further munchings to carry on, there was the interference again. I just saw it. Anyway, without any further munchings to pass on to the group, James, you keep looking at that stuff and keep us aware of what's really going on in the world there. KD7ZYM, K7HYB.
And this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society net. I'm Jay, KD7ZYM. Anybody else like to join us on the net? Well, not hearing any. I did get a text from Lee, M7KC, saying that his wife shared a bug with him. He was kind of down and out. Hopefully this will pass within the next few days, and he'll be up and at him. He was disappointed that he couldn't go out sailing yesterday for the races in his neighborhood, so to speak. Well, I should say in the water, not going down the streets in a sailboat. But anyway, that's what's happening there with Lee over here in midweek. And that's about all I've got to say. I'm kind of running out of words. So let's move it back up to James, WW7ATS.
that you visited Olympia, the Capitol building there. I haven't been to the zoo for a long time. I'm assuming that's what you mean. This should be really an interesting election coming up, because I don't mean to stray too far into politics, but I just think the coincidences, the conspiracy theories are just too good to pass up here. Your Secretary of State and your, Attorney General have decided that just because someone doesn't follow all the rules necessary to get an initiative on the ballot is no reason not to put the initiative on the ballot. And one of the allegations is that people were using deceptive and dishonest tactics to get people to sign. And I actually called the Secretary of State and said, are you going to really go ahead and put these initiatives on the ballot? Because I personally witnessed it. And what was interesting is, coincidentally, Trader Joe's now has a big sign. I should have got a picture of it so I could show you. But it says, basically, they no longer allow people to collect signatures in front of their grocery stores anymore. And if there are people out there, you should feel to ignore them, quote, guilt-free, and enjoy your Trader Joe shopping experience. That was just too funny of an item not to share with you guys. I figured you would all enjoy that. So it'll be interesting to see if that really translates to anything in the next, I guess we have primary elections coming up and then midterms in November. Anyway, I guess I am a bit of a conspiracy theorist. Someone said I should start my own YouTube channel, but I'm not sure I could come up with anything outlandish enough to really cause people to look at it. Maybe you guys could help me out with that. So anyway, that's the observation of the man on the street for the minute. Let me turn it back to Net Control with this WW7ATS.
WW7ATS, 87CYM here. Anybody else like to join us on the net? Hearing none. Let's go to Gary, K7HYB. I think the other zoo was the one that Gary went to, the one with animals. Well, I guess both are animal-based, but let's go to Gary.
Well, KD7ZYM, kilowatt 7 Hotel Yankee Bravo /AE, and WU7N sitting in the side pocket. Yeah, James, I didn't mean to accuse you of that, but I meant every word of it. That's friend to friend, understand that. And I really, to be honest with you, I don't think you would have any trouble coming up with enough material in real life based on what's actually happening in the world these days to not keep people interested. Things are stupid enough as they are. You really don't have to dig anything up, to be right honest with you. And that camera is not working. There we go. Then we'll get the good camera on here. But so that's my take on things, James. Reality is the reality of the situation is good enough to keep people. Actually, it makes me cry sometimes. It really upsets me to see what we're having to deal with. But then I'm low on my politics this show, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I was at the other zoo. I was at the one at Woodland Park in North Seattle there to see all the animals and stuff like that. And I haven't been to Olympia for quite a while, but I used to deal when I was working for FEMA. I used to work with a couple of fellows down there in the emergency services office. They were my points of contact as the maintenance person for the radio system that FEMA had down there. They were my points of contact, and I used to have work with them all the time. And there are some things that would drive a sane man crazy. And I'm not sure, maybe we're all crazy, I don't know. The way the world is headed. So, anywho, yeah, I've been very busy with work here. I got a bunch of parts in the other day and started building some stuff for customers that have been waiting for a couple of months. And of course they know when I get around to it, I'll get around to it. That's usually what happens. Did I talk loud?
You avoided the gator.
Yeah. I didn't avoid the gator, did I?
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay. Well, I must have just done it then because I heard the ID and I thought maybe... By the way, are we going through Cougar or Tiger?
08 is supposedly on Tiger now.
Now, Tiger is active. I think I talked to Rich the other night. He said Tiger is active, but I don't remember whether he said they turned it off and they were just going to Cougar or not. But I know each one of them has a different PL. By the way, did you get the email on Building B?
I've not seen any new emails. Have we been evicted?
Well, just I got an advisory email from Rich the other day that basically said the move is on again. And I talked to him on the repeater the same night I got the email, and the indication was that we are definitely on the move. The contract's been let to refurbish B and Building B and Building F, I think. New roof and new door, respectively, in both cases. And everybody that is in currently the building we're in is motivated to move out.
Well, thank you for that enlightenment.
Yeah, and if I misspeak on that, I'm sure somebody will correct me. But that's so. Like I said, the only thing I can say for sure now, according to Rich, is that the move is back on again, and everybody that's in the building we're currently in is going to have to move. And I don't really think they have a timeline, a solid timeline, but what is solid is going to happen. So that's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, that's all I've got for this go-around. And James, I understand your concern. I have the same concerns. I wish there was some way we could negate some of these things, but it seems that our political powers seem to know better than the people. So, anyway, back to you, Dave. KD7ZYM, K7HYB/AE.
K7HYB, Gary, this is Dave, K7CYM. Well, no matter what party you're behind, when it comes to politics, it's kind of like a soap opera. Every day, kind of the same thing and with little change. So, interesting, the news that it makes. So, I really haven't, I'm just going to throw it back to James, WW7ATS.
Well, Gary, thank you for the news. I'll be looking forward to the email to see exactly what was sent to you. I just thought I would show you something my sister gave me for Christmas 2004. This is the weekly world News with a sub-headline of the world's only reliable newspaper. So if you really want to find out what's going on in the world, you can find out things like abominable beach man strikes terror in Hawaii, ships attacked by giant jephthylite fish, and baby born bright-eyed and bushy tailed. So I don't know. I guess the resolution's good enough to see that, but wow, they just don't make journalism like this anymore.
The grocery stores are full of them.
Oh, I'll have to check out a Safeway or something. My sister occasionally gets me one of those for Christmas. My favorite all-time ever, she found one that the headline was Cow Down Helicopter. And this one has my second favorite. Let me show you this and see if you can read this.
Go ahead and talk, Jim, because the latency out here, the only way I'm going to be able to see it is when it comes up on the streaming, and then I can comment on it.
Oh, well, I looked on the 1.2 gigahertz. I guess the resolution is good enough. It was a line from the rag. Church starts confession light for the sinners with small indiscretion. So I guess that would eliminate me. But anyway, I always think those are a lot of fun. They certainly have a market. I guess my family buys one every couple of years for Christmas and gives it to me. But, well, anyway, Dave, I see it's 8:32 and there's 3 of us here. I would have to comment, though, on something you made earlier. If you put a 200% tariff on the zinc fluoride batteries, would that make them last 2 times longer? Or do I have my mathematics wrong on that? I'm not sure. You can comment on that. Anyway, this is WW7ATS, back to net control.
Got you there, James. Well, let's move on to Gary again, K7HYB.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for the streaming to catch up with James, because I do really want to see the tabloids that he's talking about. But you know, the Safeway store and but Safeway and KFC and all of those places. I mean, those pulp papers, they're so utterly ridiculous that they don't. They're not even realistic. You know, I can't understand why people can believe them, and that includes most of this rhetoric about the problems the Queen is having, and you know, somebody is dying or got AIDS, and now I'm talking about it, blah 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 blah. Yeah, I see. Oh, there we go. Okay, it finally came up, James. And World News, Week of World News. Yeah. Abominable beach man. I guess they sell that stuff, or nobody would, or they wouldn't keep printing it. It's amazing. It's amazing. So, whatever. Yeah. Well, I've still got to get with you here, James, and get together with you. This weekend is eating up, and I've got a client I got to communicate with tomorrow, so I can't do anything tomorrow. So I don't know when that's going to fall out. And so I still want to get you out here, and I'm going to loan you that. I'm going to loan you that tool. Have you got a deadline where you want to get that done?
No, but to climb up on your roof, I have this religious prohibition of getting up on wet roofs. I do dry roofs all the time, but my imam says I can't get up on wet roofs. So we probably should move forward on that so we can get that done before the weather closes in. I mean, it's hard to believe July's almost over. Well,
that's true. That's true. It does flip by us, that's for sure. It does flip by us. So, anyway, I imagine Ron's out camping this weekend more than likely. And Bob must be really busy with his new job, because he hasn't been checking in lately either. So, but yeah, I've been. I just sold another big chunk of the inventory from the business that I bought a number of years ago. A fellow back in Wisconsin wants part of what I have here, so I've got to package that up and ship it back to him. So that'll help clear my books of some of the other stuff that I have. I have so much more than I need to get rid of. Anybody need any parts? I got 400 filter capacitors, 6,800 volts at 6,800 microfarads at 63 volts. 2,200 at 45 volts. I got about 200 of them. Anybody need anything like that?
Well, Gary, I don't know if this would put a dent in your supply of 200, but I would take like 3 of them to take home with me or something. We could talk about it when I show up out there.
I'll give you your choice. I've got them all over the spectrum. They're all axial, well, except the 6800s are radial. But all the rest of them are axials, and I've got them, I'd have to actually check my inventory, but I know I've got some 4700 microfarads at 45 volts. And I think I have some 2200s at 30 volts. And I use them here in my repair business, but I'm not going to use what I've got. And I really don't want to scrap them. I don't know, I guess I could go down to Vetco and see if he wants them, but he can probably buy them cheaper from China than I can sell them to him for, so whatever. Well, I'm going to say 73s. So I'm going to make myself a drink and I don't know, maybe a rum and coke, something like that. It's hard to say. Anyway, so I'm going to make this my 73s. Back to you, Dave, and you put the tires on it. KD7ZYM, K7HYB.
K7HYB, KD7ZYM here. Well, I'm here for the summer, up through the middle of December to help with the move of needed duty. The blind leading the deaf, but the deaf leading the blind, one of the two, but contribute a little bit to that move. Just have to get a work party together. And at this point, I think we're going to terminate. Is there anything from anyone? So we shut it up.
Hey, Dave, this is James, WW7N. Yeah, Gary, forward that email and let's move assertively as soon as we can. Again, it would be a lot easier to do all this when the weather's good as opposed to when it's dark and stormy. WU7N, 73 is all.
Okay, thank you. WU7N, K7HYB. The Western Washington Amateur Television Society would like to thank Peter Group for letting us use the 08 machine. On Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock, we terminate a little bit early this evening. This is Dave, 87ZYM, on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. Good evening all at 2039.
Dave and Jim, just a quick comment. I was kind of surprised you didn't see the email because I could have swore you were on the addressees. I will check that, and if it isn't, I will forward it to you. K7HYB.
Okay, Gary, will do, and let me know when a good time to come out there is. You and I share a problem with tomorrow. I'm doing volunteer work all day tomorrow, so I can't do it tomorrow. But right now, I'm not doing work on contract, so I could do it Monday through Friday. But again, that could end at any time, so let me know. WU7N.
I will. Thank you for the offer, and I'll consider some kind of pay for you, all right?
We'll talk about that later. Don't worry about it. WW7ATS.
What kind of beer do you like?
Before or after I climb on the roof?
Well, I don't know. When you see the roof, maybe you'll want one before.
Okie doke. Have a good evening.
Take care, James. W7, in case anybody needs to, B is listening.